Hi, and welcome to this webinar on the social, emotional, and mental wellness amidst COVID-19. My name is Ranjani Iyer, and I am looking forward to sharing my experience with you on social emotional learning at schools, communities, and at home. I worked as an educator for about 15 years now and have worked on curriculum development, building life skills and values for a lot longer. I started meditating when I was in high school, and I'm definitely grateful for how it has transformed me during my adolescent years. I'm raising 3 teenagers with my wonderful husband, and we constantly work on nurturing social emotional skills in me as an individual and in our family, and also help out my children develop compassion, positivity, confidence, and bring in balance and calmness from within. This webinar will focus on social, emotional, mental wellness in schools, families, and communities, especially during these times of quarantine. And with our families spending so much time together, it would be a great way for us to learn some new tools from Heartfulness as well. We'll be sharing some insights on practical tools of Heartfulness that we use in our Heartfulness programs for schools that can be used at home. Now I invite my co-host, Ms. Yumeris Morel. Hi.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here with you guys to share the Heartfulness program for schools tools that I've been using at my school. I have been an assistant principal for about 10 years, and 10 years before that, I was a teacher. And it's been an incredible experience to be able to offer the Heartfulness program for schools tools at our school. I am also a volunteer with the Heartfulness Institute as a meditation trainer, providing individual and group meditation training sessions to people and organizations across New York City, which is where I live. I'm really excited about this session, and thank you for joining us.
All right, let's get started. I wanted to start this webinar with a simple exercise of tuning in and creating awareness of how do I feel. So I want you to take a moment, pause, and connect with yourself to see how you're feeling. There are various different emotions that you can see on the screen. So take a moment. Now that you have created an awareness of how you're feeling, I just wanted to share how I am feeling. I'm a little anxious with the presentation and the webinar, but overall, my heart is filled with love, and I'm just enjoying the time with you all on this webinar. So we will continue and we will revisit How Do I Feel platform again. This is just a short exercise that we do as a check-in in our schools, where we invite our students to feel connected with themselves. Now, let's get started on the webinar that we have for you today. Let's start with what's happening around us with COVID-19. Now, COVID-19 is a disease that is caused by coronavirus, and it has become a global pandemic. The stress associated with this virus is increasing the anxiety in students. It's increasing anxiety in adults, as well as our whole community. This pandemic has been emotionally devastating for many of us. A recent poll that was done for over 2,000 to 3,000 young adults between the ages of 13 to 25, they were asked to look into their current mood, and they were asked to write down as to what are the things that they are feeling at that point of time. And the top 3 results were 54% of them said they were frustrated, 49% were nervous, and 40% felt they were disconnected. Many high schoolers look into this as a trauma for them. They are very anxious about their future. They're mourning for their losses in terms of not being able to attend their own proms, their school groups that they're missing, their social isolation that they're feeling at this point of time. Not only is this affecting the young adults, it's also affecting us as educators and as adults. Teachers are feeling more and more anxious about this whole pandemic as well. They have to not only be educators, they're now counselors, they're parents, they're nurses, they're mentors, they're coaches. So teachers and school leaders like us, we need appreciation. We need all the support that we can get at this point of time. Now, looking back at the study that was done and the polling that was done, this is just the feeling and the changes in the feeling within a short period of time. The first one was done on March 18, and the second one was done on April 1st. Look at the changes in the frustration levels. Look at how much people are feeling disconnected. Look at the sadness. Look at how people are getting angry. So stress is actually causing us to worry about our own health, our loved ones, how they are feeling. It's affecting our sleep. It's affecting our health. It's also emotionally draining us. And there have been various different studies that have been done that shows that there is an increased use of substance that's happening because of this pandemic. Now, the good news is there are various different ways that we can cope up with this stress. Few of the things that CDC recommends. Now, CDC is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and I usually look at their updates to look into what's happening at this point of time. So these are a few of the techniques and tools that CDC recommends, such as taking a short break, not being focused on the news too much, taking care of your own body, meditating, stretching, eating healthy, exercising, avoiding substance use, taking some time to unwind and pause, connecting with others. And this is where heartfulness comes into picture. Heartfulness is a way to create this positive impact. And I just love this when, someone shared this with me. They said, when we can't go outside, go inside. So Heartfulness Institute has made an impact on schools, universities, communities, and corporations. The Institute teaches techniques and practices that help in de-stressing, reducing anxiety, and improving social emotional well-being. Now, Heartfulness program for schools is offered by Heartfulness Institute. And through this program, we conduct social, emotional, mental wellness sessions for students as well as adults. We do these sessions both on site as well as online. We also have training programs where we train our educators and adults to support them with tools of heartfulness. We partner with school communities and we support them. We also have raised funds and we support them with funding for their needs. There are various different wellness challenges that we have done in different school communities to engage with them. Now, the practices that we have for Heartfulness program for schools connect and align beautifully with the social emotional competencies chartered by CASEL. So we have the practical tools of breathing, affirmations, journaling, rejuvenation, relaxation, and meditation. Now, the way they align with the 5 core competencies are, we align with the self-awareness competencies through journaling, through creating awareness when we are breathing. We manage ourselves better through relaxation and meditation techniques. The positive affirmations help us to connect with each other and build a social awareness. And when we have a beautiful, positive learning environment, which is heart-based and nurturing, it helps improve our relationship skills as well. And finally, we have a technique called rejuvenation, which helps in unwinding or managing our thoughts. Now, in this webinar, we will be looking into a few of those practical tools as well and help you guide into them too. So we have heartful affirmations, and these affirmations bring positivity. It helps in bringing a positive focus and connect with your heart. These are statements which start with I am, and these can be short phrases which can be used to bring about the positivity. I would like to invite Yumeris to lead us through this guided activity.
So as you can see, we have some affirmations that we suggest in our program. And there are many different ways that we can use these. There have been times when I have shared some of these in an assembly with students and had them repeat the words after me. With my own children, I've used them as journaling prompts for us to think about them and to reflect on them. And another very good way to use them is as a meditative moment where we close our eyes and just listen to the words. And that's what we're going to do right now. So if you're able to close your eyes and feel comfortable, that's what's recommended while I share with you the affirmations. So I am happy, joyful, and grateful for all of my life experiences. I am calm, clear, and confident with my words and actions. I am balanced. I am centered. I am relaxed. I am connected within my heart. I am becoming more empathetic, compassionate, and loving. I am genuine in my thinking. I am developing correct thinking, clear understanding, and an honest approach to life. I feel connected to everyone and everything around me. You can open your eyes slowly, and you might have observed that in closing our eyes, we're really able to take things in a little bit differently. And the general idea is to really shift our mindset, and this is especially important for young people, into something positive, and statements that can really resonate with their hearts. So it's really something that you can try at any point and anywhere.
And also these affirmations help us to center, relax ourselves, and help us also become more open. Thank you so much, Yumeris, for the experience.
So what I'm going to talk a little bit about is the Heartfulness program for schools at my school, which is the Renaissance Charter School. It's a public school in Queens, New York. And what you see here is an image of our September professional development, where we had an all-staff training. All of our staff members were trained by Dr. Ranjani Iyer on the Heartfulness Program for Schools tools. And this is a moment where we're doing some connections. And we have been using the Heartfulness Program for Schools tools for a number of years at Renaissance. It's been a key aspect of our social emotional supports for students. But this year was a very special year where we were able to extend the tools and our training and how we were providing them to the entire community. So we are a pre-K to 12th grade school, and all of our students and all of our teachers were involved and have been involved in benefiting from these tools. So it was an amazing year to have everyone involved and to have everyone sharing and benefiting from the tools. So I'm just going to explain a little bit about what some of those tools are. The first one you experienced in the beginning of our session, it's what we called HPS check-ins. And basically we have posters in all of our classrooms with those emotions and feelings that were listed. And everybody checks in. So our students have advisory or morning meetings every morning where they work with a teacher on using the HPS curriculum. And the students, when they first walk in, they take a magnet and they check in with how are they feeling. And this is a great way for them to take a pause and to be able to acknowledge and feel whatever it is that they're feeling. It's also a great way for teachers to get a sense of where students are at. And it's really, it's a 15-second activity. It's not really, let's talk about it right now, but it's information that everybody then has to be able to proceed with their day. It's information that the teacher can use to plan and to understand and maybe to make shifts, if possible, in what the plans are. So, what happens after the check-in is that the teachers move on to starting with a short HPS activity. And what they do is they choose from either Heartful Connections activities, which are basically activities that allow you to connect with each other's, or Purposeful Movement, which are short movement breaks that allow you to just feel your body and relax your body, maybe move your body a little bit. And then we have the Silence to Tune into Your Heart activities, which includes the affirmations and the relaxation that we're going to be talking about today. So, this is really about bringing peace and calm to the students and a moment for them to experience that. Everybody at the school has felt so much benefit from these tools. Ranjani, do you mind moving to the next slide? If you see in this slide some examples, everybody starts off in a circle. Everybody starts off their day in small groups. Sometimes there's dancing, as you can see in one of them. Sometimes there's meditation. Sometimes, and you can see a teacher created poster with some of the specific options for her 4th grade students. But overall, the reception has been incredible. We're gonna share with you a video with some student interviews that show how students have been responding to these practices this year. And it's just a few of the interviews that I did. It's an amazing thing to see that overall, all of the students that I spoke to had such positive things to say about how these tools are helping them and why they're important in their lives. So we'll just take a few minutes to hear from the students themselves.
Excuse me for that.
Can you tell me a little bit about how advisory is going? What do you like? What's your favorite thing about advisory?
My favorite thing is that we get to share each other's days, like we say how like it went, and like if it went bad, like we like support each other. We also do meditations, and like it calms ourselves from the stress that we had before, like on the other days. I like how in advisory I get to see my friends because we have different classes, so I don't really get to see them and we get to talk and share, and like it's just like good things to do in the morning. You kind of get a lot of positive vibes in there because you have different people and you talk about something that's not like school, like basically like this. It doesn't have to be educational all the time. And yeah, that's what I enjoy because it's like getting a break in the morning.
Okay. Do you do the HPS breaks in advisory where you do connections or movement or a silence?
Yeah.
Well, which ones? What do you enjoy? Like, which ones do you enjoy?
Like the breathing ones, she'll give you instructions, and you just gotta breathe in, and she'll count it. And she'll be like giving instructions when we're doing it, so it's just like it's guided, and it's really fun.
What's fun about it?
It gets me like really fresh in the morning. Like I wake up and I have to walk here, and that's the first thing I do. And it's like what makes me like want to do more things later in the day.
Okay. Have you done any movement activities or any silence activities?
We've done movement, and we will stretch, and we'll put some calm music, and then we'll stretch, and then actually calms us about.
It calms you down?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you find those activities helpful?
Yes.
Like why?
Because it calms us, and then we can get like ready for school. We won't be that stressed.
My advisory is led by Raymond. We have sensory walks, which is something that I like. We walk around the school and stuff. He talks to us about our grades. We sometimes do homework if we didn't do it the night before. He talks to us and stuff. He helps us.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about the sensory walks. What is that?
We just walk around. We go upstairs. Like during this week, we just went up to on the third floor. We saw the little kids dressed up and stuff for Halloween yesterday, and we do it throughout the week, and it's just we breathe in and out while we're doing it. We do do meditations in our classroom. We do breathing exercises and stuff.
And how do those things feel?
It relaxes me, it gets me prepared for the day. It keeps me focused.
And do you feel a difference?
Yes.
What kind of difference do you feel?
I feel more focused on what I'm supposed to be doing. It keeps me calm. Sometimes when I come here, I get a little nervous to test and work that I have to do and stuff, but the meditation and stuff helps out.
Well, so far for me, advisory is quite nice in the morning. Like, I don't really feel like you don't start with the pressure of having school, and you can talk with some friends, and it's really chill. Like, you do your magnets over here, and you can put wherever you're feeling, like that.
Silence activities such as like meditation. I like it a lot because meditating, first thing, like meditating right before we have all those classes really helps me since I get to like be in a calm place, as I like to think of it that way, because meditating is like basically recharging your brain, because your brain still functions while you're sleeping, but when you're meditating you get to like calm down, and yeah.
Awesome.
So those were my students at my school. As I mentioned before, I'm an assistant principal, and I had the incredible opportunity to be able to be the person supporting this program this year. So those are interviews with me, just asking them about how things were going. And as you can see, the students very naturally make a connection between feeling calm and at peace and being able to be focused. And it's, you know, all the research indicates that that's what these tools do, but it's something that once you experience, you naturally understand. Our school is located in an area of Queens called Jackson Heights. And it's actually considered like the epicenter of the epicenter in many ways for how we were affected by COVID-19 or have been affected. Or it's been a really, really difficult experience for that community. And I think that as a result of the fact that we've seen and understood what a wonderful impact these tools are having on the students, one of the first things that our principal asked me was immediately, what are we going to do in our distance learning program to support kids socially, emotionally? And those were one of the few guidelines that were developed immediately. Before we were able to come up with anything else, we knew that we were going to continue morning meetings and advisory in some capacity. And we knew that we would want our kids to continue to be able to experience the peace and calm that they were referencing. So we've done a lot of work with continuing morning meetings and advisory within our distance learning. As you can see on the screen, I've also offered programs. I worked with my own children, Julian and Mira, and we created the first week that we moved into distance learning what we called Heartful Connection Time, where we shared the affirmations and the relaxation, and we both experienced them with the students via Zoom, and also reflected on how they're beneficial to us. It was really like an incredible experience. And of course, as you can imagine, the students at my school were very tickled by the fact that my own children were a part of this. But as you can see in the photos, they're basically photos from the Heartful Connection Time. Of course, my own children benefited a lot from being able to share that information with people. So that was really just amazing. And I think that, like, in terms of the spirit of sharing and being able to contribute to the community, I think that like it allowed my kids to feel that they were being helpful. I think that it allowed us to bring some of these tools in a fun way, where the students at Renaissance could just watch us and come into our living room and experience things with us. So we were also able to, Ranjani, I don't know if maybe you could pull up the previous slide again. I just wanted to comment on this photo clip where you have my daughter Mira and my son Julian, and we're doing the affirmations there. And one of the things that I love about these inward practices that the Heartfulness program for schools brings is this inner stillness that you can see in both of them. And it's something that you grow into as a result of the inner peace that you begin to experience through them. For children, we want them to fully relax. And if sometimes, you know, you might even have a child. If you see my son, he's very comfortable in his chair. There's no requirement in terms of how you should be sitting. It's really about taking it in within. So sometimes you might even have kids and they both have, my son has his teddy bear that he sleeps with, that he likes to keep in his bed with him. And you know, sometimes you might have kids that fall asleep to the relaxation in a classroom. And I know that I use it with my son, and the reason why he associates it with Teddy, that he's always had with him, is because he often, to go to sleep, requests for me to share the relaxation with him. So as he's in bed getting ready for sleep, I do the relaxation, and then after I'm done, I say goodnight to him. And it's really a wonderful ritual that anyone can easily incorporate into their nighttime routine. So the other thing that we've done is we were lucky enough to be able to get a group of volunteers through the Heartfulness Institute, who did a number of sessions to support our entire families at Renaissance. So we invited parents and children to participate in this. And we call this Heartful Connections for Mental and Emotional Well-Being. And the goal of this series was to support our families in developing calmness from within and finding joy and maintaining good health during this time. We had a Heartfulness yoga trainer that led us in a session. We also had a wonderful workshop. Maybe you could show the next slide, Ranjani, where we had a do-it-yourself gratitude, where we wrote acrostic poems. And you can see my example of the poem. So we each had to choose somebody that we could write our poem for. And I chose my son because my daughter Mira was doing it with me, and she chose my spouse. So we figured everyone would be included. What I loved about this activity is that the Heartfulness trainer guided us through very simple ways of creating that border. I'm not an artist myself, so when she told me you can use simple shapes, I said, yes, that's wonderful. So I made some simple shapes. But it was really, you know, delving into a crafty kind of activity like this, along with thinking about gratitude, was really an incredible moment of stillness also for our family and for everyone that participated. We also did a do-it-yourself activity with a STEM activity where we were given the challenge of making a little table with only tape and a cardboard box and some paper. I think we had a maximum number of paper that we were given, but my daughter and I were able to meet it in under that amount. As you can see, our table was able to hold a Harry Potter book. But my daughter really enjoyed it. And again, that was about bringing centering ourselves with something of purpose, something that can bring us some joy, something that can bring us some fun. And it was just an incredible opportunity for the Renaissance families to do something that will take them out of the feelings that come with being quarantined and having to stay home and not being able to go outside, and in many instances, unfortunately, with some of the sorrow and the difficult situations that people have been facing. What's the next slide, Ranjani? Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Yumeris. You know, this experience that you have had with your students, with your whole school community, it's just very inspiring and aspiring to me as well. And I have been working on training and conducting these workshops with my own students. And it's very important as an educator for me to have a holistic approach to learning and educating each individual with that IQ and EQ balancing each other, the intelligence quotient and the emotional quotient, both balancing each other, both being nurtured. And I have mainly worked with adolescent years. So I've worked with children aging 10 to 19 years old. And just reflecting on my own experiences as to how I, as an educator, connect with my students, especially in this time when we are all in quarantine and we are staying at home, I still make a point to connect with my students. I write to them. I even pick up my phone and call them so that they know that I'm there for them. Also, with this pandemic, we have various different changes to our schedule. We are not in school anymore. We are not, we have various different things that we need to juggle and do at home. So I also help them deal with those situations. I give them some solutions, or, we talk about things, we talk about issues. Also challenging them. Sometimes what happens is when we are not doing anything, we become very passive. So even for my students, I make sure that we have interesting and challenging things that we do together. Create a learning environment which is filled with positivity, filled with encouragement for my students. Communicate with them. We not only talk about academics, we talk about what's happening around in the world. We talk about what's happening in India, because that's where I grew up. So my students are interested in knowing globally as to what's happening, not just talking about math, which is what I teach, but also talk about various different issues. We talk about sports, we talk about, which movie, which is the movie that I would like to watch at this point of time, and various different things that we do together. Most importantly, I make it a point to be listening to my students. My students come back to me and share that, they feel that they can trust me. They open up, they share, and talk about various different things to me. So that is something that I do personally as an educator, and that has molded me as an individual as well, and helped me to support my own family with what's happening right now. So coming to this point, let's see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, there are various different things that we have spoken about in this webinar, and the importance of social, emotional, and mental well-being. But the COVID-19 just didn't bring this isolation and stress and anxiety. Because of all this quarantine, the pollution has come down quite a bit. That's a great news. Overall, the generosity and community mindedness, people have started to come together to see how they can help local businesses, local restaurants. How do communities connect with each other? We have various different platforms online where I connect with my own neighbors. It's just amazing to see that we are uniting in sharing our anxiety, sharing our fear. Also, this has opened up an opportunity for us as educators to leverage technology. I've really enjoyed working, in a traditional classroom where I'm able to see my students and connect with them, but also utilizing the technology now and creating online platforms for delivering my instruction. That has been huge at this time as well. Most importantly, I enjoy my family meal times. My family, I have 3 girls, so we love to cook together. We love to eat together. So it's become a routine that, we plan out for the whole day and spend a lot of time together. And I have a 3-year-old golden retriever, and he enjoys it. So, even our pets have a sense of, we all are here together. So that is something that I felt was a great positive from all of this chaos that we are feeling. And also, there are so many community wellness challenges. We have been putting as a Heartfulness program for schools various different challenges that Yumeris also spoke about. We have these challenges being put in schools in Michigan, in Texas, in California, in Ohio. So there are various different schools that are partaking in wellness challenges and utilizing these heartfulness tools. So just to recap a few of the heartful reminders. So this is something that we use in our classrooms as well, to just bring out what are the essential tools that we can use from heartfulness, which are very practical as you experienced the practical activity of affirmations. We are going to be doing another activity to end this session, which is going to be a relaxation followed by a short meditation. There are ways and opportunities that we have to self-reflect. We have an important technique called PEMS, where we observe ourselves physically, emotionally, mentally, and connect our outside with our inside. Most importantly, we try to unplug, bring a positive environment, and wherever we are, in our families, in our schools, in our communities, we unplug and connect with each other. We affirm each other, bring in that positivity, and use techniques like breathing to relax and calm ourselves down, and use techniques like rejuvenation, which helps in unwinding and just bringing us a sense of lightness and joy from doing those techniques. So I'm going to be ending and guiding this experience of relaxation and meditation for a closure of the session. So when we talk about relaxation, I would start with trying to relax our whole body. So that's what we are going to be doing. And we are going to do that followed by a very short meditation where we will be sending out positive vibes to our friends, our families, to the whole world. We will, imagine that everyone in this world is filling themselves with lightness and love in their heart. So if you're ready, I would like to invite you for this experience of heartfulness, guided relaxation and meditation. If I can request you to gently settle down in a comfortable position and close your eyes very softly and very gently. Imagine a very gentle and healing energy that's flowing up from the earth, that's going to relax us. Let's feel this energy relaxing our feet, and slowly moving up, relaxing our lower legs, our calf muscles, and the upper legs. Now bring your awareness to your stomach area. And gently relax your stomach, your waist, now relax your lower back. Feel your upper back completely relaxing. Relax your entire chest area. Relax your shoulders and simply feel it melting away. Now relax your upper arms, your lower arms, your wrist, your palms, your fingers, all the way to your fingertips. Just relax. Take a nice deep breath in and slowly exhale. Now relax and release any tension that you may hold in your neck muscles. Now bring your awareness to your face. Relax your jaw, your mouth, your eyes are closed very softly and very gently. Relax your forehead. Now feel how you're completely relaxed from the top of your head all the way to your toes. Gently scan your body one more time. And let the healing energy relax every part of your body. Now bring your attention to your heart. And focus on the light illuminating your heart from within. Now, as you meditate on this source of light in your heart, let it expand to everyone that you know. Now expand this further and let everyone in the world feel the love and lightness in their heart. We will meditate now in silence for a short while. Now, whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Take a moment in observing how you're feeling. Let's connect our feelings back to the exercise that we started with. After a meditation, I definitely feel a sense of lightness and a sense of balance.
I feel very calm and clear.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you once again to all of you who are part of this webinar. To know more about Heartfulness Wellness initiatives, please write to us at wellness@heartfulness.org. You can go deeper into the practice of heartfulness by downloading our apps. or by starting a free masterclass. Please feel free to enjoy our beautiful Heartfulness magazine and explore more heartfulness practices on our website. So there are various different ways we can stay connected with heartfulness. We have live casts. We have webinars that we have from time to time, and various different ways that we can tune into our hearts. As we extend heartfulness to our communities, to our families, to our schools, we are not only partaking in building the social emotional learning skills, we are also helping out in creating funds for the necessities and for the needs from our community. Please feel free to sit in prayer together with all of us and join us in helping our community. Thank you once again for participating in this wellness webinar. My name is Ranjani Iyer, and it has been a pleasure hosting this webinar. And thank you so much to my co-host, Yumeris Morel. Any few words from you, Yumeris?
Just, we also have the heartfulschools.org website. All of the resources for schools and parents are available, and connection with us is available to really support anyone who's interested in using these tools to support their children or their students. Please connect with us.
Absolutely. And as an individual, I definitely feel that nourishing our social, emotional, and mental wellness is key to making me who I can be and uncovering my own brilliant self. So hopefully you all try out our practices, try out our techniques, and help us build this community, build this positive environment for our whole community. Thank you.
Thank you.